Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Ron Ryan.
Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one at the go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now Manchester United are
All right, people, we are back here again on this lovely Saturday. Well, lovely in quotation marks, right? I mean, it's finally the end of the football season for 2022-2023. And our season as Manchester United fans came to an end last week Saturday. Last week Saturday? Yes, last week Saturday.
Yeah.
last week Saturday.
The entire season is finally over. We saw what happened earlier today with regards to City and Inter Milan, but we won't talk about that. We move. How are you guys doing on this Saturday? I can never do it by myself. I got Chef, I got JP, and I got Jordan. It's Jordan, right?
Yeah, correct.
Perfect. Jordan, you're to the UK, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today?
Under the Man City win, it's been more or less summertime, so everybody's out and about at the beach, but everything's good up here.
Good to hear. Chef, JP, what are you guys saying?
Cool, no complaints. Battling the little crazy weather we have in these days. Sun, rain, rain.
Fair enough.
And ridiculous heat.
How are you doing, JP?
How things on your end, Phil, with all that smoke and stuff?
Well, it hasn't really affected me. I've been getting notifications every now and then talking about high risk air pollution, but that's for the guys in New York City, to be more exact. They have been affected by wildfires that have been started in Canada. Let it be clear, it's not Toronto. So anyway,
right?
it's not Toronto. It is not Toronto. But yeah, guys, we are here again. And we're gonna try to at least bring at least one episode or stream once a week. Right? So JP, you tell the guys how you doing, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
You.
That's okay, man. I cool. I mean, apart from the game earlier with dog touch Lukaku, I mean, other than that, I cool.
Oh boy. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy is making to defend him, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I was shameless today, but all good things must come to an end, and I'm talking about this season. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, what should we start with? Let me start with some rumors. And by rumors, I mean we are going to start with this here. Now, it is rumored that this is supposed to be. I can't remember if it's the third kit or the second kit.
I think it's third. Yeah, I think it's third.
Okay, the third kit, yeah.
The second is a white kit, all white something.
Yeah, I remember that. So this is our third kit. It is green, according to this picture here. It is green, has the TeamViewer logo on it, obviously. But I mean, I'm not good at describing or giving the design input, but what I can see here is that it looks kind of like similar to maybe Newcastle's kit.
Yeah, definitely looks like Newcastle kit.
Yeah, so it looks like downward stripes, where it's alternate green, then white with a red line through it, then green, then white with a red line through it, and it just alternates like that. I guess I can ask you guys, what's your opinion on this third kit? Not that I don't think we'll see it that often with regards to us playing this next season, but you never know. When it comes out, you can't be like, where did this come from, right? So I guess we gotta let people know that this is kind of the rumor that's floating around with United's third kit. What do you guys think?
That shit is ugly.
Huh.
We just never have any good kits. I find Arsenal have the best kits in terms of like Adidas.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just
I was
always have
saying-
bad kits.
I agree with Jordan. I find it's years we can't get a nice kit. Today I was watching some of City kits, and I was like, you mean to tell me City and all come and bypass us with nice kits now, boy? Once the shit Manchester United designers is we coming up with.
Boy, I was in one of the Facebook groups for United, right? I said, yo, whoever is Ajax's kit designer, we need to hire
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Domes.
they have the best kits around.
No, they don't miss that every season, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm glad I got your comments on it, and now we could move on, right? One thing that a lot of people have been asking me, and you've seen it over the podcast over the last couple of weeks, months, is any updates on the takeover, right? Now, with regards to the takeover, we all know that it's two main billionaires or two main parties that are looking to take over Manchester United, but both of them want to take over Manchester United in their different way, right? Now, just off the top of my head, I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, they want to take over Manchester United, but they want to leave the Glazers as part-time stakeholders, right? So they won't have a full takeover. They will have a majority takeover, but have maybe one or two of the Glazers as part-time owners. And that's all I've heard, right? With regards to the next party, Sheikh Jassim, the 92 Foundation out of Qatar. 3 days ago, it was understood that he made a fifth improved bid for Manchester United, right? Now, I was kind of confused and I was a bit frustrated because why are you having the Glazers make all these bids, right? You tell me that the first two bids weren't good enough, the third bid, the fourth bid, and now you have a fifth bid. But I guess on a more positive note, the fifth bid or whatever Sheikh Jassim wants to do, his approach and his vision for Manchester United is a bit different than Sir Jim, right? He wants to do a full takeover of Manchester United. He actually wants to develop the surrounding areas around Old Trafford. He actually wants to develop the training ground. He wants to develop women's football. He actually has a plan to, I guess, say, renovate Old Trafford. I don't know if it's a renovation. I don't know if it's a knockdown and rebuild, but I'm feeling more positive about his vision for Manchester United than Sir Jim. I'll start with Chef here. Chef, you tell me what you think with regards to both parties and their visions.
You know, for me, good night again, everybody. For me, one of the things I personally find attractive about the Sheiks and them bid is that it's very about the word them politicians have used when they want the telling you could see everything. It's very clear. Not clear, but you understand where I'm coming from. They're basically showing you what they want to do at every level. So it's not no cat and bag, it's not nothing surprising. They're telling you this is what we want to do. For Ratcliffe and them, you don't know. All you know is them want to take over the club and get us back to the good days. They're not telling you where the financing coming from. They're not telling you how they're going about to doing it. And it seems like you don't know what's going on as compared to how transparent the Sheiks and them are being. It seems like there's a lot of cloak and dagger thing with Ratcliffe and them. Them sounding like them just coming to have a grand old time and put me back in more friggin' debt.
Yeah, I totally agree. Jordan, talk to me. What's your thoughts on both parties?
I mean, just in general, this is just so frustrating that we haven't even reached, like, we don't know how preferred we're at, and we have the transfer window starting the next couple of weeks, and we still don't know what's happening. So it's quite frustrating. But in terms of like the individual people that are going to be taking over the club, yeah, as Chef saying, it's more clear with the Qatar owner, Sheikh Shazim, that he has a plan about also the stadiums revamp and also improving the women's team as well. Is more clear. It doesn't matter who the owner is, but it's just better that the debt is paid off and also just have a clear plan for the team, because if, let's say, Radcliffe clubs them now, it's just going to be the same thing, because the Glazers still will be involved, although they won't be as in control. But it's quite frustrating how it's still coming out, and it's since November this has been going on now, and
Yeah.
it's just I think it's time is just for it to be done, and hopefully it's for me, I really want the Qatar people, because it seems that they're really interested to just get the club back where it's supposed to be and get Ten Hag, the players, as soon as possible, because it is transfer windows coming soon, and we have to include the side to reach like Man City and Real Madrid and those kind of teams level.
One thing that Jordan mentioned was that, and that's something I forgot, is that part of Sheikh Jassim's vision is also to clear all of the debt of Manchester United. I mean, it don't get better than that. What are your thoughts, JP, of both parties? Same question.
Yeah, so Jim wants to keep Glazers on as minority stakeholders, and to me that's the biggest red flag right there. Because United fans have been protesting for how many years now just to get the Glazers out. And you come in with a proposal that still keeping these people to profit off of the club. Even if they wouldn't have a major say, they would still be profiting off the club. And I think we just want a clean break from them. So the fact that the Qatar is offering that to give us that clean break from the Glazers, and I think you can see the direction that the Middle East taking with football in general. So looking at what happening with those countries, like look at what happening now in the Saudi Arabian League, where you're seeing they're pulling the talent. So you're seeing the shift in where they're trying to take football to a different level. We see it happen with Man City. They start off shaky, but look at where Man City is now. They learn along the way, and it reached the point where Man City do a treble, right? As hard as it is to see now as a Man United fan, Man City also has the treble in their bag now. So you saw what that kind of investment in not just buying players, but the overall infrastructure around the club, developing the club to reach where they are, because City not overpaying for players, and they're getting proper quality in players. So there's the kind of level of investment that we need to get. And if the Qataris can bring something like that, then I think it's a no-brainer. As the fans, I think the fan base in general want that. They want Sheikh Jassim. We don't want Jim Radcliffe.
No. I think most of the fan base does share all of our sentiments. And I mean, a question that was proposed to me months ago, and it now came across my mind, was, have United ever had a problem with spending money? And I was like, no. And then the person was like, why do you want Sheikh Jassim? And I was like, yeah, Sheikh Jassim will definitely bolster our transfer fund chest, but even outside of that, it's the vision that he presented to us. And if he's a man of his word and he's being backed by a lot of people in Qatar with regards to clearing our debt, improving women's football, having a better stadium, and renovating the area around Manchester United. You get excited about those things, right? So Jim literally has not said anything. Literally not. He has not expressed his vision for Manchester United. So I'm more inclined to believe Sheikh Jassim than Sir Jim, right? With regards to 3 days ago, The Athletic also had this article with regards to Manchester United, where it says PSG president Nasser Al Khalifi involved in Manchester United takeover bid. I'll just read a little bit of it, and then I know you guys can give me your thoughts on it. So it says PSG president Nasser Al Khalifi has played a significant role in talks over the purchase of Manchester United by a group fronted by Qatari royal Sheikh Jassim. United were put up for sale by the majority of owners, the Glazer family, last November, and the bidding contest to buy the Premier League club quickly came down to a two-horse race between Sheikh and Sir Jim. Skip that. The PSG boss, one of the most powerful men in global football, has subsequently been contacted by the Glazers in an attempt to persuade Sheikh Jassim to increase his bid. Al Khalifi, acting in an advisory role for Sheikh Jassim's bid, has met the Glazers and the Rain Group, the American bank that is conducting the sale on behalf of the Florida-based family, to discuss a proposed takeover, right? I don't know what you guys thought on that. Is that the PSG president? Because we saw how PSG was injected with money. What was it? Was it 7 years ago? I'm totally. Was it 7 years ago? Or was it so much?
It's about 6.
They got injected in money when Mbappe was at Monaco. If memory.
Right.
Yeah. It coincided with the bid for the World Cup.
Yeah,
because it played a part in the French vote.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think about that story? I thought it was a pretty reliable football source.
Yeah.
But I saw something where he actually said that there was another article today that came out where he mentioned that he's not advising, but if people ask him questions, he will give answers. So it's like it was now official advising, he trying to say, but I think he would be pushing for the Qataris. I think it's a kind of smart way of saying, yeah, people ask me questions, I will answer them, but we know who he's speaking for.
True.
And also, I think he added that although he advised the Qataris, Sheikh Jassim, he's not involved with like buying Man United. He just just advising.
Correct.
He still loves he loves PSG and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what I think you guys hit the nail on the head with regards to. I guess he was being some sort of like consultant in terms of like, trying to help both parties. And both parties, I mean the Glazers and the Rain Group, and also Sheikh Jassim, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, he like Jordan said, he still has his loyalties and love for PSG, and that will never change, right? But hey, if somebody asks me a question and they're looking to conduct business the same way I conducted business 4 or 5 years ago with regards to buying the likes of Neymar and Mbappe and those guys, then hey, I'll give them an answer, right? Before we go into the awards, 2 stories that I saw with regards to, I guess, Manchester United. Manchester United have let the representatives of Kim Mae-jae, right? Yeah. that let them know that they are interested in their player. And this player will potentially replace Harry Maguire.
Amen.
Now, apparently, our priority is a striker, but we are willing to let Harry Maguire go and use those funds to buy Kim Meje. Is Kim Meje somebody you want? Is Harry Maguire, is letting go Harry Maguire a good thing, a bad thing? You guys tell me.
Phil, you're feeling
That's like a question, not real. That's like a question, not real.
I got drink some water for that, right? So, but while I'm drinking the water, you guys got to answer though. So.
Look, you know what? You find I too relaxed tonight. I think tonight. You trying to rev me up? I ain't taking that bit. But
Well, I mean, a lot.
You can get from Maguire, seriously.
Well, that was the next question I was going to propose. Apparently, I saw something 3 or 4 weeks ago that if we were to let go Harry Maguire, we have to pay his compensation clause, which equals to 10 million.
We could just give him that, please. Like,
yeah,
I feel like, please, we could give him it and just let him go.
Bye.
Yeah, like, I don't even care. Like, no, I don't buy him. Just take it 10 million right out now. Thanks.
Oh, so if we pay the 10 million, then he becomes a free agent one time?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's almost like if we pay him to release him.
Correct.
Yeah.
We could start a raffle.
We gotta go fund me.
Yeah. Please. I'm sure.
But Chef JP laughing, but that's a serious thing, JP. You start a GoFundMe to release Harry Maguire. You know people.
My United fans will contribute to that. Yes.
It have over 10 million United worldwide.
$1 each. £1 each.
£1. All right, I 10 TT.
About 10 TT, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, we can start it after the podcast.
Yeah. I don't know what you think, Jordan. Kim Meja would be a good replacement or adequate replacement for Harry Maguire?
I mean, I've been watching him a few times now. I mean, since he's been linked, I've been watching at videos with him, and he looks like a rugby player. He looks massive, and he could play all. Yeah, he ticks all the boxes. And Maguire, I think for him personally, I think he just has to go. If he is to stay, he's not gonna get back into the England side. And yeah,
well, here's the funny part.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny part. Gareth Southgate called up Harry Maguire for the England squad, and this guy was hardly getting no start.
Right. Yeah.
But Southgate did say about, I think somebody did ask him about Maguire's selection, and he is curious that even though he's been picked, that he has to worry about his playing time because he is aware that he's not playing a lot this season. Then if it is the same thing, then he probably will get called up, but maybe not as much as before. And yeah, I think he has to go. Maybe he goes to Tottenham or West Ham or wherever, but I think he just has to go.
We don't care where he goes.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah. So get one crackhead. What manager you know that's called up a player who not played? Like seriously.
A manager who was coaching Middlesbrough and then was called to the England job.
Sure.
That's who will do that.
You can't make this shit up, boy.
Yeah.
Jordan, one thing I'll tell you about us is we don't hold back, right? We don't hold back. This is our therapy. Right?
Okay.
We don't hold back. If you watch the podcast over the last year, 2 years, even under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we don't hold back. So don't be timid about Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has to go. There's no if and buts or maybes. He has to go.
Yeah, we would start the petition after this podcast.
Yeah.
I seriously do not. I will ask my friends up here, and we will get a lot of numbers. I'm sure about that.
I think Manchester United can find 10 million fans around the world to donate $1 each. You think so?
Easy.
Let me get through some comments, guys, and then we're gonna go to the awards, I guess. Yeah. All right, Simeon. Good night to you, buddy. Good night. Simeon is saying, if you keep bringing in world-class players and having them work in subclass facilities with subclass support professionals, they will start looking subpar.
Big point, Simeon.
Mm-hmm.
Big
point,
Simeon.
Great point. Asen Lynch is on the inside with a few comments. He's saying good night, saying blessings and love. He's saying some fans will put $10. We don't want to go overboard. We don't want to go overboard. You get $1 from 10 million fans across the world.
Yeah,
and Harry Maguire gone easily, right? Asen is saying an orange cone would be a fine replacement for Harry Maguire. I must also mention that Kim May-J was given Serie A Defender of the Season as well too. So yeah.
He won that?
Yeah, he won that.
Not surprising. You know, I was watching since the World Cup, and one of the things, you know, normally you see Asian players, and they have more finesse and more guile than rugged power. That you see how the brother here described it. He really does look like a rugby player.
Yeah,
He's rough.
Yeah. Asen is back again saying that Southgate is a quack.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Shortage is the proper candidate. Shortage or Southgate?
Southgate.
Southgate is the proper candidate to be English FA puppet. Okay, perfect. Southgate. Okay, we understand. Anderson Doldrun on the inside. Good night, buddy. He's saying England will always lose because it will be 12 versus 11.
You mean if anybody England
12 versus 10?
I would say 10. I would say 10 versus 11.
Yeah.
Or 12 versus 10 because it's like Maguire playing for the other team.
Yeah, Maguire.
The maths are really maths in there, Anderson.
I kind of get where you're coming from now.
12 versus 10.
You're saying the 12th man for the opponents is the English manager. Oh Lord.
Oh, okay. The maths in now.
I thought he meant Maguire.
Lord. Asen Lynch is also saying Harry just heavy. The team spirit drops when he's on the pitch. Yeah, I will always remember when it was Anthony who scored. Anthony scored in some match.
Mm-hmm. And
everybody celebrating, and he see Harry Maguire, and his face just dropped.
Serious one time, yeah.
And that was no meme or fake thing, eh? That was actually how he reacted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, during the celebrations, I rewatched it a couple of times because it was like, obviously, he would get excited that the likes of Casemiro, Brazilian, Bruno can speak Portuguese, and Fred, he would get excited. But then I saw like even Christian Eriksen came over, Shaw came over, and he was excited. And then Harry Maguire came over. I was like, oh boy. Get to a couple more comments, and then we go into the awards, people. Simeon is saying, have we learned how to sell players yet? Hopefully we can move some more players than we have in past windows, even at a loss. Yeah, I think so as well.
We need to.
But we also need squad depth as well, too, so we got to consider that as well, right? Javid on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying, glory, Man United. Good night, fellas. Curtains closed on an emotional season, a good one after too long. Unfortunately, we could not stop City the treble. More motivation to make some investments. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Right? And then we get one comment from Asen saying, we always watch the celebrations to tell the team spirit, the vibes of the players, right? Totally agree. And then we got one more comment. Asen is saying, not a bad season at all. Asen, that's a good way to segue and transition into, I guess, the Man United Awards. Right? Now, we can spend the next half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, talking about the season. The players, the manager, the games. That's what we're going to talk about for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, however long it goes on for. Right? Now, this is the review. Right? The first award I want the guys in the comments and the guys on the panel to discuss is this here. Young Player of the Season goes to. And is there an obvious answer? But I will let you guys discuss that. Young Player of the Season goes to, and you can tell me why.
Alejandro Garnacho. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I don't even think it need explanation for that, for what a man do in his breakthrough season.
Garnacho.
Garnacho. Simple.
I think everybody shares that answer as well. Alejandro Garnacho, definitely Young Player of the Season. 19 years of age, broke out onto the stage with Ten Hag giving him a chance, and yeah, he's done pretty well. He scored some very crucial goals for us coming off of the bench, and he signed a contract until 2027, I think. So looking forward to see.
Around for a little while.
Yeah, he is.
One of the things, and you know, one of the things that I personally really like about him is how he does have Old Trafford. Is years you haven't seen a player outside of maybe Rash this season and maybe Ronaldo back in the day who does make Old Trafford stand up when he had the ball and he running.
And it's a fresh change because you're seeing sometimes Sancho on the left and he's not as pacey as Garnacho, but when Garnacho comes on, it's like, you're looking forward to what we can do. Let's get through some comments. I'm gonna put up this comment first because I mean I get what Asen is saying, but I can't agree because this guy was on loan to Sunderland, right? He was on loan to Sunderland. Ahmad had a really good breakout season with Sunderland.
He did have a really good one.
But now it's time to prove what you can do.
Premier League
team here
in the Premier League. Right? Yeah.
But all well said and done at Sunderland, and you scored some crucial goals for them, but you're coming back here. So show us what you can do. Replicate that same season you have for Sunderland, but with us now, right? And then we can have this conversation next season about you being Young Player of the Year, right?
But credit to Garnacho. He I think early in the season they had reports about a young player wasn't turning up to training on time, and I think they confirmed it was him. And then he came into the side maybe in September, October, and from there on, he just flourished. And I think the players are still on him, like Bruno Fernandes and Ten Hag, always telling him. I think it's just the attitude is all improved now, but I think before it was. I mean, we know he's a superstar, but I think it's just to his mentality that you can't be like too good for all this. You have to still be. You have to be in the frame of mind.
Keep your feet on the ground. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's credit to him that he's come from that, and now he's new contract and potentially a number 7 in the making. I don't want to jinx anything, but he is that kind of player.
It's funny you said that because I was going to ask you guys that. Should he be given the number 7 jersey immediately?
Nah, too early.
Yes,
Yeah.
again, we're level headed here. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Jason is saying he's very direct, loves to take on, and we love that. Any of you guys got a favorite Garnacho moment this season, or that's too much to think about?
Hmm.
I got one in
What goal
mind.
that was, right?
I
That
got
was
one in
the-
mind, and it wasn't a
That was the
goal.
Fulham. Was it Fulham goal, right?
It was
Yeah,
the
last
Fulham
minute.
goal, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Fulham.
was the one. I have one in mind, and it started off comical, but the finish was that's the Fulham one when Wenger missed and the ball came out to Garnacho, and Garnacho put that ball straight in the far post. Because literally we now cussing the horse, and Garnacho silently one time and had we celebrating. That was a big time goal.
My Garnacho moment for the season was when he assisted Rashford for the winner versus City.
Yeah,
That
that's
was like
Okay.
a nice
That was
one.
a
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
chip, boy. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asen is saying two comments that I like. He's saying, nope, that number 7 jersey is too heavy.
Exactly.
Also, he's saying, I'm hoping Palestri comes good as
He
well.
definitely is one to look
Yeah.
out for.
If Palestri comes good, boy, Jadon Sancho.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
But you never know, right? Aaron is on the inside saying, good night, fellas. Good night to you as
You're
well.
keeping Palestri or you're sending him out on loan?
He could it depended if we sign another winger or maybe bring a Mad, I think Palistri have to go on loan.
Yeah. I think if we given Ahmad a chance at the first team, Palestri might have to go on loan. Because Ahmad would be the one on that side to give Anthony the competition.
Yeah.
Plus, Ahmad costs money as well, too. So,
Yeah.
they cost us 40 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big investment we made. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And a certain Mr. Greenwood.
Oh,
That's the topic.
I give up on that one.
Station, boy.
Yeah.
You feel that I'm keeping him?
I cannot give up on our Greenwood situation, I think. Yes. I
Talks are
cannot don't feel. Yeah.
that they're going to send him on loan. But I'll have to definitely read more into it. Asen is saying that's what we need. Healthy competition. Nobody's spot should be guaranteed. Totally agree.
I agree. Yeah.
Simon is saying Garnacho needs to score more with opportunities creates for himself. He's so good at getting to his spot. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah. But for his first season, I would give him the blind.
To walk in the goal.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, young player of the season goes to Garnacho. Right. Keep the comments coming, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube for All in All United. The next category is for most improved player of the season goes to boy.
No, it's not Anthony Martial.
I think that's to me.
Right. If there was a category for highest medical bill, then Anthony Martial, right? But most improved player of the season goes to. Now, I had 2 players in mind, but I will let you guys talk first.
To me, this is an easy one for me, because it'll be Rashford compared to the season he had last season.
I had in mind. That was one person.
Yeah, to me, that's for me. Yeah, that's an easy one for me because the season prior, where he did absolutely nothing and frustrated fans week in, week out. To come and bang 30 goals this season, and basically he kind of take us to the position that we finished in terms of goals. Because when you look around the team, otherwise we didn't have as much contributions. So to me, definitely Rashford.
I got 3 players in mind now. Before Chef talk, I want to hear what Jordan got to say.
I'm actually going to say Wan-Bissaka.
That's the
Yeah,
second player. That's the
that's
second
actually
player
cool.
I had in mind.
Yeah.
I say that
Yeah.
because he actually, if you look at the finals we been in, even though we lost the FA Cup final, he actually started that one. And,
Yeah.
and as days after Dalo signed a contract, and he
Yeah.
still started Wan-Bissaka. So that
Yeah.
means that, I mean, because he didn't start in the beginning of the season. I think he had injuries and he didn't. I'm not sure if I thought Ten Hag didn't fancy him, but for him to start the final, and he didn't start the Carabao, but he came on to help out for Dalo because I think Dalo had a suspend. Well, he almost could have get a red card as well if
Yeah.
he stayed on. But I think it's Wan-Bissaka because he's still improving more on the attacking side, but I think the more the ball control, and I think he has a good connection with Anthony on the right hand side. So I think I mean I never would have said that long time. I would have never said Wan-Bissaka, but just look at him now. I think they had reports that he would have been gone in the January transfer window, and for me I would have said yeah, but now I actually would keep him now.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
me too.
Yeah.
Chef, you say you got two players. I
Yeah,
want to give.
my two was
I wanna give-
definitely.
I want to give special mention. I want to give special mention, right, to two players
Huh?
before you. I said I want to give special mention to maybe Fred. Special mention. He isn't in my top two.
Yeah,
But Fred, I would say, is a special mention for in terms of improvement.
yeah. I would say my two definitely was Rash is the front runner. You know, even though I would say I can't even really blame him for not finishing the season as strong as we would like because he really had a heavy workload this season. So, you know, we're grateful. But every one of us on this podcast had Wan-Bissaka neatly wrapped, put in a garbage bag, and throw in the dustbin to go down and he beat him and then pelt him out in the middle of the sea. That man and listen, it's not easy. You're not getting playing time. You form down and you ain't dropping your head. You just use that. And when you get your chance, you take it and run with it. That man has to be a special mention, boy. I still want better from him going forward, and I still would like him to have better positional sense. But all that being said, listen, he gave Dalo a proper run for his money with that right back position.
And he even changed the direction and the looking at bringing in a right back.
Yep.
Because I think as it is now, we have two players that could compete for the position that we don't need to look for that.
Yeah, definitely not a trouble position right now.
Yeah.
JP, I'm gonna slightly go for Wan-Bissaka, and Marcus Rashford definitely has a great show with improved player of the season. But my thing, JP, is that we know Marcus Rashford could finish, right?
True.
We this season had the opportunity, and there's no Wan-Bissaka. We actually saw Wan-Bissaka actually going forward and doing something. I would say in prior seasons, Wan-Bissaka going forward wasn't the best. Wan-Bissaka going forward this season definitely had my eyes open. I was so confident in Wan-Bissaka when he goes forward. Right?
In his very unorthodox fashion.
Yeah, exactly. It's so Wan-Bissaka has been so good going forward this season that Man United have made clips of him dribbling people, players.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
I've never seen Man United do that. Man United have made clips of Wan-Bissaka in the past of,
tackles.
Nobody can get past Wan-Bissaka, which is fair enough. That's his job.
Yeah.
But Wan-Bissaka getting clips this season from Manchester United Twitter account, Facebook account of him dribbling going forward and dribbling opposition players. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He have one of the most unorthodox cut back that he and
Yeah.
bring body with. I'm meant to catching this stupid beat boy.
I remember he did something. I think it was Man City.
It was Man City, yeah.
Yeah,
And
he beat like 2 or 3 players, and then he went back and then went forward, and then he passed it
Yeah.
back to somebody. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is he doing about it? I think he's like the only player in the world that could do that.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing? But yeah, he's a special player.
And he
Yeah.
finished top in Europe in terms of not being dribbled past.
Yeah.
And you know who was
man.
second on that list, right?
Yeah.
the Korean.
Kim was second on that list.
Yep.
Kim Min-jae.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
But guys, in the comments, you let us know who you think is the most improved player. Some people saying Rashford, some people saying Wan-Bissaka. Somebody in the comments said a special mention to Fred. And yeah, definitely. Special mention to Fred as well. But let's go through some of these comments, right? Jason is saying Ten Hag has done a good job for this category to be difficult.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's a good point there, Jason, for sure. Juan was good. Rashford was excellent. I find everyone improved.
9. Everyone.
Everyone. Yeah.
Nah.
A majority of the squad improved, but not everyone. Right?
Yeah.
Jason is saying I thought Juan was gone in January, I guess. He would have been sold. No, I think we should offer a contract extension.
I want them to do it next season again.
Yeah.
I read this comment. I read from Asen, and then Simeon is saying honorable mention to Shaw.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I would
Also,
say
men laugh at me when I said we should keep Bissaka for defensive late situations. Yeah, totally agree. Right. You were saying something, Jordan?
Yeah, I was thinking about Victor Lindelof as one as well. I mean, he didn't. Yeah, the first half of the season he didn't play as much, but the second half he's been flawless. Even I think what game he was really stand out.
Especially since the injury to
Varane.
Butcher.
Yeah. Since then he's just been very good, and I mean I'm not a big fan of Lindelof, but he did surprise me how we took the mantle from. I mean, everybody loves Martinez, but how Lindelof could come out from the back and look comfortable going forward. He surprised me how we took that on.
Yeah. No, good. Victor Lindelof is a definite special mention, but in my opinion, I think Victor Lindelof will make good squad depth for next season.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Let me get 2 more comments before we go to the next category, which I think will be quite interesting. Yeah, no, we'll see. Asen is saying Shaw plays centre back. Yeah, I think Shaw started playing centre back.
Man plays centre back better than plenty.
That was after World Cup.
Shaw started playing centre back
But
with
before?
Ten Hag knowing that Martinez will be suspended for Barcelona
For the
game.
Barca game. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Shaw, in my opinion, got a 7.5 out of 10 for every time he plays centre back.
Yeah.
Right. So
Played centre back in the Manchester derby. Wait, did he play it in the FA Cup final? But he did it in the game that we beat them in January, I believe.
Was City?
I think he played.
He plays centre back, yeah.
Yeah, he and Varane.
He and Varane play centre back, yeah.
He looked good back there.
And then Asen is saying Victor Lindelof seemed to have some grit about it. We always complain that he was soft. He seems to have some no. And yeah, that's all down to Ten Hag and his staff, right?
Yep.
Signing of the season, guys, is the third category. Now, 2022 summer saw us brought in the likes of Casemiro from Real Madrid, Tyrell Malacia from Feyenoord, Christian Eriksen on a free, Martinez, the butcher from Ajax. And also we did some signings of Wout Weghorst, and Marcel Sabitzer. Not in
Yeah.
January, but in the winter. JP
Forget
already- JP already doing it.
Yeah, I had to do the fill for the two of them two names there.
Well, yeah.
And we can't forget Anthony as well too, right? So
Right.
yeah. So just to call those names: Anthony, Lissandro Martinez, Casemiro, Tyrell Malacia, Christian Eriksen, and yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, in the comments, our next category is signing of the season goes to. I got two names. I got two obvious names in
Two
mind.
names there. Two names.
I got my reasoning for them, and it's very difficult for me to name one, right? But I'll let you guys go first. Let me get rid of this. Well, you can only pick one. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you can only pick one.
Casemiro, boy.
Yeah.
Casemiro. Okay. You can't just say Casemiro. You gotta say white Casemiro. Man, ain't that difficult? Look,
No, you go on, GP.
Yeah, I could say why Casemiro because Martinez got injured. I think if Martinez didn't get injured and played out the season, I think we would have seen better results overall. I genuinely believe that. I think he was so influential in the team in playing out from the back in particular. And Casemiro was even a better player when we had that proper Varane-Martinez partnership running. So I think Martinez's impact overall would have been bigger than Casemiro's, but for the injury. And that's not discrediting what Casemiro bring, because to me it would have been tight in terms of choosing one still, but I think Casemiro get the edge because of that.
What are you saying, Jordan?
I mean, I would agree with Casemiro, but as you said, there's only one person. I will go with Martinez because for him, he came into the Premier League saying, "Oh, he's too small," and all this from all the fans, and then he just wrote everybody off. And I just like his energy and his monster mentality, and I just like those kind of players. He reminds me. I mean, he's a big comparison, but I like. My favorite defender would have been Nemanja Vidic, and so just people that will throw their body on the line. If it's their foot, their face, their nose, everything. I just love him. I just follow what he stands for. I'm just happy that he won the World Cup during the time, and I think he's grown up a little bit more, even though he's done well before the World Cup. But I think that World Cup has made him more energized to win with Man United.
Chef.
This harder, but I will go with Casemiro. Yo, for years, and I'm talking about since Roy Keane, probably since Carrick, we have been begging and pleading for a proper defensive midfielder. Proper one, and this I don't know how Manchester United pull off that transfer so quiet to the point that none of us did believe that it really happened until we actually see it on Manchester United website, and people was like, oh god, stop bullshitting me now. It was too good to be true. Let me be real. Anybody who does follow, who is a true football fan, Casemiro is class. So, and Jed, you just see the difference with when that man in the side, boy. The man is just his leadership qualities and winning qualities that he brought. You already saw the difference. To the point to that he even gave us some crucial big time goals So this is not discounting Martinez. Martinez was a massive, massive signing, but just by in my opinion, Casemiro.
But I mean, we all know Casemiro is a class player, but it's just
And that's what I was getting to.
I
could join Jordan, and somebody in the comments go out to break the deadlock, right? So I could join Jordan and say Lisandro Martinez was my signing of the season because we kind of know what Casemiro can do from his days at Real Madrid, right? I could be a bit harsh, and I was probably one of the front runners of saying that Casemiro is the best defensive midfielder in the Prem, so much that people were comparing Rodri to him, Thomas Partey to him, Caicedo to him, Paulina to him. I could give it slightly to Lisandro Martinez because we kind of know what we were getting when we signed Casemiro from his days at Real Madrid, right? We, most if not a majority of the United fan base didn't know or couldn't tell you what Lisandro Martinez could do, right? Most of the United fan base, were they watching the Eredivisie when Ten Hag won with Ajax? They were watching Ajax probably because of Anthony, because of his flair, and Sebastian Haller. But did most people ever hear about Lisandro Martinez? Maybe yes, but a majority were watching for Anthony and Sebastian Haller and the way Ten Hag had Ajax playing with the likes of even Ryan Gravenberch as well too. But for a guy who is 5'9", I'm gonna put that size and tell Jamie Carragher, I give him 2 fingers. I will not put on screen. But remember when Jamie Carragher said, "Oh, he's 5'9", he's too small for the Prem"? What are you saying now?
Yeah.
What are you saying now? Right? But I'm glad we can have these type of discussions. It just goes to show that this category, it was challenging because Casemiro is definitely a guy we needed in our defensive midfield position.
Yeah.
I know Chef said Roy Keane, which is a good shout. But I would say even earlier, maybe Ander Herrera, maybe, I don't know. But Roy Keane definitely is the epitome of a defensive midfielder that we needed, right? Somebody in the comments gonna have to break the deadlock. Let me see what the guys in the comments are saying. Ace English is saying Casemiro or Martinez. That doesn't break the deadlock, but we'll go to the next comment. Arun is saying signing of the season, Casemiro. Okay.
With Casemiro, I was just very surprised with the amount of. I didn't know he could. I mean, I know he scored goals, but he scored a good bit of goals for us this season. I'm like, he's more than a defensive midfielder. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, he's all around.
I think we get a different side of Casemiro than Real because the players that Real had in their midfield.
Yeah.
So we see a different side of him.
You know what he remind me of, JP and fellas? He remind me of what Yaya Toure was at Barca and what he became at City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good comparison. Yaya Toure was so defensive at Barcelona, but you can see the Yaya Toure potential is not only till he came to Manchester City, where I will always miss Yaya Toure was City's best signing. Aguero, yes, but Yaya Toure has to be City's best signing of the last probably 5-7 years, right? But anyway,
and he do get the ratings I deserve on that front.
Arun is saying Casemiro, so we got 1 for Casemiro. Asen is saying give Martinez the nod. Okay, so deadlock is not broken. Dwayne France is saying good night, my people.
The only thing Casemiro, the only bad thing with Casemiro is he just had to stay on the field. I think he still has to adjust to the referee and officiating. He could easily get sent off.
Yeah,
true. Simeon is saying it's interesting. De Gea is the only player to really get a Premiership award with the Golden Glove, and some looking to replace him in the window. Casemiro and Martinez full. That don't break the deadlock either. But I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Javid is saying Casemiro, he unlocked so much. So one for Casemiro. The Butcher brought back love for being a defender.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I think Casemiro is still ahead because Asen's comment earlier was giving Martinez the nod. So yeah, but Asen, you are definitely right. The Butcher definitely will give you Nemanja Vidic vibes, right? So same in the sense, I gonna break the deadlock. When Martinez got injured, I thought season was over. That man passion was carrying the team. You didn't really break the deadlock because Javed said Casemiro, which would have put Casemiro up 1. And now you just even it out. But anyway, no, good discussion, and I'm hoping that these two can lead us to trophies come next season.
Next season.
Next category will be this here. Surprise of the season goes to.
What kind of like a bad surprise or good surprise?
Totally up to you.
Be a player.
Totally up to you.
Good
Hey,
question.
we open at the floor. We opening up the floor.
Surprise of the season for me is what Sir Baldy was able to do with his team.
Oh,
Surprise of the season, Ten Hag boy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Todd Bowley.
The dog is a magician.
Dan, the amazing Mumford, you know. That's my nomination for surprise of the season.
We can talk about Ten Hag later on in the session, but we want to know what is your surprise this season. Shad is saying Todd Bowley. I guess you're referring to him spending $600 million in January transfer
No,
window.
I said Ten Hag.
Oh, Ten Hag is your surprise of the season.
Yes, Ten Hag.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the surprise doesn't have to be United related. Anything for the season?
Interesting. What? Let's say we do extend it to outside of United. Who will be your surprise of the season then?
Yeah, that had to be Chelsea. With the money they spend and where they finish.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, $600 million in the January transfer window, and still didn't get top 10. Still didn't get a European player. Still didn't get top 10. So yeah. What about you, Jordan?
This question is probably harder than the player this season, you know. For some reason. I don't know why, but Chelsea is a good shout, but I think Brighton for me. Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good show.
That's a good shout.
Because,
I was going to keep it Man United related, but I mean, no, we extended to outside of Manchester United. I know that Chef asked that question for, I guess, more answers, but no, Brighton is a good shout. My surprise. Oh yeah, go on, Jordan.
No, sorry. I mean, just how you guys talking about Chelsea is just how Brighton got stripped off with Chelsea, with the manager and then the director. I believe Chelsea took somebody from there as well. It's just they took so much from Brighton, and Brighton still was on top of them at the end. So it's just how funny things work, even though they could. It's just how good Brighton are, how they recruit players and how they plan ahead. It's just an example for even Man United to follow just how things could work once you have a plan in place.
A plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really shows that money is not everything. You can have the money, all well and good, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a clear direction. And that's the thing. Brighton has a clear idea, philosophy of how they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Francis, are you saying that are you breaking the deadlock for us for the previous category, or are you saying that Martinez is your surprise of the season? All right, so is you telling me to be specific with regards to surprise, or are you telling Dwayne Francis to be more specific. If you're talking to me, I initially wanted to say, and even Dwayne Francis kind of took the words out of my mouth. Shaw at center back was my surprise of the season.
Okay. Yeah.
That was my surprise of the season.
Yeah.
Right. If we're talking outside of Manchester United, I got two candidates, but I will go with the one that I prefer. Eddie Howe getting Newcastle back in the Champions, getting in the Champions League, because Newcastle sometime this season were in relegation, right? Yes, no? Yeah.
Last season.
That was last season?
Last season.
Yeah, but they barely survived.
Newcastle was strong throughout the season, boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Well, if that's the case, then I got to go to my other one then, which is Unai Emery taking over from Steven Gerrard.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that was more than safe. Yeah, he take them from relegation battle into Europe
League.
Yeah,
boy.
That is a hell of a. That man performed some kind of miracles there. After this, Gerrard didn't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, not me, sorry. Jason is saying, he's saying, yeah, Chef, I wasn't expecting us to do this well. I know it's a process. Jason is saying Chelsea have been horrible. That's it. That is true. But
I hope it continues.
With Pochettino next season, boy, you never know, boy. You never know.
The thing is, it had no guarantee they will be better under Pochettino, you know.
Exactly.
So he's the next quack.
Yeah.
Chelsea's only do well with managers who are hired in the January transfer window. Think about it. Think about it. Tuchel, Roberto Di Matteo, and
Avram Grant was January as well, right?
Avram Grant was January too. He took over from.
Yeah. Was Mourinho yourself?
Was Mourinho?
Yes. And also and Ancelotti as well too. Ancelotti won Chelsea a FA Cup halfway through the season as well too.
Yeah.
So Chelsea only do well with managers who are hired in the transfer window.
Hitting got the FA Cup to end.
Boy, I don't want to use my energy to focus on them sort of things. Yeah. Simeon is saying surprise of this season is that we spent $100 million on another right winger, but he can only use his 1 foot.
Come on, man.
I think Anthony is done quite. I mean, he could do better, but I think he's done well for his first season. I think he's done a better season than Sancho last, just to compare the two of them.
True.
So I think Sancho should be worried about how Anthony's done than how he did first season. I'm quite critical of Sancho. He's had a few better chances, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if they sold him this summer. If that's the case.
Dortmund are considering a Sancho return, you know.
Yeah, I would take that.
Yeah. Let's put two categories in one, right? Category A, game of the season goes to, and then game to forget of the season, right? I guess you can combine those two answers. So I guess game of the season goes to, and games to forget of the season. I put games in. I put S in brackets just in case you guys want to mention more than one game, right? So we'll start with games to forget and then game of the season. Let me start with the negative, get it out, and then we'll go to the positive, right? So can we all state the obvious? So we
let me not mention it now. We know where it is, right? We don't even need to mention it, right? We know which game it is. Yeah. We can
it was only 3 points lost, and that team was chasing us for Champions League, and they stopped short.
Right. Yeah. So we can move on
from that. Yeah.
Right. Now, game of the season goes to. Wow. I got so many games in mind. I got the Manchester derby
Derby,
at Old
yeah.
Trafford. I got our
Barcelona.
performance versus Spurs. I got the Barcelona one as well.
We put on Barcelona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
That was a big performance.
We took the Arsenal game, the
Yeah.
Liverpool game,
The crazy Fulham game that we turned around.
Oh yeah.
the Fulham game in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup.
The with the red cards. That was
Oh yeah. With
FA Cup.
Yeah.
FA Cup, yeah.
that was a FA Cup right there. Yeah.
FA Cup.
Mitrovic and Willian, boy. Yeah. We had some games of the season, boy. Yeah. But no, we had more positive games of the season than games to forget. That's what I like, right? Which is definitely improvement, right? The last category that we are going to discuss, but let me get through some comments, right? Javed is saying Rashi is stepping up was surprising. Okay.
No, not to me.
Yeah, well, we know, JB. We know.
Nah, for me, I thought I didn't pick surprise of the season for Man United, but I think Rashford was one that I was also critical of him. I thought he would have been gone in the summer as well, going to Paris Saint-Germain or something. But for him to, for this season, I was very surprised of how good his heading was. Like, he scored a good bit of headers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like,
to Ronaldo with them headers.
The scary thing about Newcastle is that they ain't really started to spend the oil money yet.
Exactly.
It's true. They're signing a lot of players that are going under the radar. They're not world-class signings, but they're signing some good players, right? Yep. I guess I got to mention this, and I guess Javid is right. John Stones turning into a world-class mid. You can leave off the world-class part, but Pep.
Yeah, but proper mid.
But listen, real talk. Today I was talking about that. The man turned into a proper midfielder, you know.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
I won't say world-class, but I would say it's definitely a Pep. It's something Pep has been working on for sure.
Yeah. Pep doing some Ted Lasso, some Ted Lasso shit they doing.
He put John Stones in a room with about 1,000 Sergio Busquets DVDs, and
basically
you go sleep watching Sergio Busquets. You wake up watching Sergio Busquets, right? So
I see Stones glide past some men in midfield there. I was like, that's Stones.
Yep.
Let me see. Dwayne Francis. I guess we gotta mention these comments. I will not.
We could all read it. We could all read it.
Yeah. I know. It's all good. Asen is saying
we could read. Yeah, we could read.
Yeah. Saying that Sevilla game, Rana Martinez was bad too.
And the hair was terrible.
Yeah, boy. Asen is saying Barcelona. Yeah, I think most of us mentioned Barcelona.
Yeah.
Asen is saying the Fulham game was wild. Dwayne Francis is saying, besides Liverpool game, I want to forget the Villa away. Oh yeah, boy. I want to forget
that was Emery's first game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you forgetting the Brighton game early in the season?
No, we didn't forget that.
We didn't forget that, but we have so many good performances after that it just shadowed it, right?
I was in the stadium for that game.
Oh gosh.
I would pick. I mean, I just go to one game a season. I thought that would have been an easy game, but I did not expect that at all. That's my surprise for me, because that was the only game I went to Old Trafford this season.
Yeah,
that was. Dwayne Francis saying Rashford is not leaving Manchester United. I guess he was responding to Jordan, maybe. I don't know.
Jordan, did you all cheer for them at the 90th minute after the cameras, when we couldn't see nothing again? And did you all, when does walking to the tunnel and thing? How old you was? Normal?
What game is that?
Against Brighton.
If you cheered for them after the 90th minute.
I it was quite silent actually, because it's just nobody really thought about that game. I mean, we didn't. It was so weird, the game, that we didn't play well, but Brighton just they just dominate the whole game, and it was just
Yeah.
weird, the feeling. And it was the first game of the season, so we were all optimistic for the game, but the game was just a weird game. I think that was the first game of the season, like it was on Sky Sports and everything, so it was a weird game.
True, I agree.
Yeah.
Simeon is saying almost forgot we had Ronaldo. Boy.
Oh yeah.
Jody, you're tuning in late, boy. Blessed good night to everyone. He's saying Stones and me a good central defensive midfielder as yet. Well, he did play against Casemiro in the FA Cup final, and
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Let me get to this last category, gentlemen. I think that this may. I got some comments for this type of category. This is MVP / player of the season goes to. Now, this can be the same person. Trying to figure out, trying to find the right words to say it. This can go to two different people, or it can go to the same person. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah. Let me start with you, Jordan. MVP / player of the season goes to.
Well, look, I'm thinking of Casemiro and Rashford. I have
Okay.
those two in mind. It's just the impact they have. If we don't have those players, I don't think we would have made Champions League positions. It's just those two, just the goals and the presence of the players in the games they made an impact was important for the team. But I would give it to Rashford. Just the contrast he had from last season to now has been remarkable. So I think I'll just give it to Rashford.
Okay. JP?
I was going to give both to Rashford only, but when Jordan mentioned Casemiro, I think I'll give Rashford my player of the season.
Okay.
And I will give Casemiro the MVP. Because I think the contributions, because of the contributions is almost kind of equal in terms of what they brought to the team, but that's in different ways.
Chef?
Rash, player of the season. Casemiro, MVP.
You can't really disagree with that. One thing I think a lot of people forgot to mention is that Rashford has been top 3 strikers in Europe this season. Victor Osimhen, Erling Haaland, and Marcus Rashford have been the top 3 strikers in Europe this season, and that's something that you gotta give credit to, right?
Yeah.
Now the reason I said, let me see some comments here. Let me see what Jody's saying. Sorry, Asen, you'll have to add Martinez, Jordan.
Yeah, well, why not?
It's Jordan's opinion, right? So I mean,
I put Martinez as my side of the season, so I put him in some part of the categories.
Bruno and Rashford.
Right. Bruno, not really, but I mean that's Jody's opinion. So yeah.
Isn't it saying why we ain't calling Martinez?
No.
You gotta ask Chef, you gotta ask Jordan, you gotta ask JP. They gave their opinion, so
he got the injured. I think it's the same as I said earlier. Yeah, because of the injury.
Special mention has to go to Bruno.
I guess so. Bruno was one of my special mentions for improved player
Because he
he
does
was
blast. And if you forget, even special mention an improved player. Because,
yeah.
oh God, he does blast him when he end up giving away the ball and,
Yeah.
knowing when to do certain things, knowing when to do certain passes. And you could see the captaincy improve him this season. So
Totally agree.
special mention to Bruno.
For sure. Dwayne Francis is saying Shaw was his MVP, Rashford player of the season. Nah, there's your opinion, Dwayne. We're not going to berate you or like question you or shout at you for that. That's your opinion, right? And no, it's a good show. Shaw definitely was able to play left back and center back when he was called upon, so he could be your MVP for that reason, and Rashford for obvious reasons, right? Now I guess the reason I said this person and not player is because I want to give player of the season to Rashford, but I want to give MVP to Erik ten Hag.
Yeah.
I want to give MVP to Erik ten Hag because our predictions this season were to probably come 5th or 6th and get a Europa League spot. I think that was the consensus for most Manchester United fans, right? But with what Ten Hag has to deal with this season with regards to having the balls to drop Cristiano Ronaldo, having the balls to drop Harry Maguire, because let's be real, guys, are these things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have done? Come on, no, right? So Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo, I think those two you got to commend Ten Hag for improving the likes of Rashford, improving the likes of Wan-Bissaka, bringing 5'9" Lisandro Martinez to the Premier League, and the rest is history. But also giving us the ability and giving these players to know what it feels like to win a trophy, right? Getting us into 2 finals, getting us back into the Champions League spot. And that's why Ten Hag is my MVP of the season. I think on another podcast, I'll reiterate that. On another podcast, we'll have to rate Ten Hag's season, right? But that's for another podcast, right? We're getting close to the end of time, but let me get through some of these comments, right? Asen is saying healthy discussions. Yeah. These discussions weren't so healthy when we were under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, just to let you know. Right?
For real.
It was a bit toxic and it was on therapy, right? But we've come a long way. But I wouldn't trade the panel for anybody else in the world, right? Asen is saying glad we have these options, right? For sure. Jody is saying Bruno missed 1 game and it cost us. That was the Sevilla game he missed. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, by suspension.
That's a stupid yellow card. It was stupid only because it wasn't a yellow card. Ref just being an idiot, right? Bruno missed 1 game and it cost us. Casemiro missed a lot through suspension, but the guys who filled in for him did an okay job, well enough to get us through.
I hear what you're saying, Jody, but I think the drop in equality when Casemiro wasn't in our midfield was great. It was a great drop when he wasn't in the midfield. So I get what you're saying, but nah. Casemiro was a big miss when he wasn't there.
Remember when Casemiro got the yellow card versus Crystal Palace and we were all like,
and he couldn't play Arsenal. Yep.
He couldn't play against Arsenal.
And I think he was the difference in that game.
Yeah.
If Casemiro was in our midfield, we were winning that game.
Yep.
Sure. No, good point, Jody. And Bruno only missed 1 game, and that kind of shows you that he's reliable. And by that, when if he's called upon to start, he's there, and hopefully this can continue for however long he's here in Manchester United, right? Asen is saying because a couple seasons ago it would have been David De Gea, without a doubt. Yeah.
Not a cup,
Yeah.
and you know that was running through my mind that is a few seasons. Well, the Gea was winning everything.
Yeah.
Credit to him, but that's not a good look when your keeper winning everything. So
Exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
because keeper he getting too much time to shine.
getting work.
The sign of a good team playing well is when your keeper is bored.
Yeah.
And I don't mean bored in a bad way. I mean that, boy, there are no opportunities coming down my end to test me because my front four and my defensive midfielder have been so solid, right?
Yeah.
So, Asen is saying, oh, we just read that. This is a good show, Asen. Eric Ten Hag bringing in Benny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which kind of led to most of the panel saying that Rashford is player of the season. Benny McCarthy, good show. Good show, boy. Benny McCarthy made the difference of Marcus Rashford improving on his finishing, right? And decision making as well, too. Right?
Yeah.
With Ten Hag, I think he showed his authority, even with the Maguire and the Ronaldo, but remember when Rashford was in form and he dropped him for the Wolves game?
Yeah.
Even though I think it was because of time.
He was late.
Came late.
Yeah,
right.
he came late.
That showed that he's definitely the man. Is like you can't hide from this man. Even if you're doing well, you have to go by his rules. So he's the proper manager for us. We needed that kind of discipline and standards for the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ben McCarthy as a player, nobody ever considered him a world beater or whatever, right? But I mean, hey, he's making a difference for Rashford, and maybe, fingers crossed, he can make a difference for the likes of Anthony and Jadon Sancho come this summer, because you got to work on them in December so they can shine for the season, right? And also you got to work with them throughout the season as well, too, right? So, Dwayne Francis said Maguire missed real games and we did great.
Okay.
Are you saying that Maguire missing games is called the MVP of the season, or MVP, or player of the season? Good show. Dwayne Francis is saying Benny McCarthy responsible for Rashford. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we just discussed. Like we said, bringing in Benny McCarthy has improved Rashford's finishing, Rashford decision making as well too, right? It's not laughing at one of us. Not sure who it is, but haha. And then yes, he's agreeing with us, Dwayne Francis. Guys, we got to wrap it up. It's been a great discussion. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Thank you for having me on, and hopefully the takeover is done before the transfer window starts, because we need to get players. We can't let Man City get another treble, or they can't dominate Manchester.
When does the transfer window start again?
I believe it should be this month, like 15th of June, or it should be this month. Yeah, it's very soon.
Okay. Chef or JP, final thoughts?
Well, again, it was a season of low expectations, but full of surprises. And we're thankful for, in the end, what we achieved, and we just want to kick on now.
Yeah.
JP?
I just ready to see business. The sale of the club and then signing players. We already see Tielemans make his choice. He was Aston Villa. And I was thinking he would be a nice addition for depth in our squad. So we're to move on from that. And like you're seeing other clubs already starting to do their business. And like we know we have some crucial positions that need to be filled. I don't want anything dragging out. We were done early. So let me get it done.
Yeah, one thing that we're at a disadvantage right now is that we need to get this takeover done ASAP, and then we can focus on transfers, right? Jody is saying quadruple loading.
Maybe.
I mean, now that the treble has been matched, I guess that's the only thing we can do now, the quadruple. So, yeah. Jason is saying blessings and love, living or looking forward to the club being sold. I think we all are, man.
Yeah.
Dwayne Francis is saying June 14th, I guess, is when the transfer market opens.
Yeah.
11 p.m. Okay. That's when it opens. Perfect. And then Jody is saying mid-June is when it opens. And then the last comment we'll get is Asen. Blessings and love. Looking forward to the club being sold and quick business. No circus affair in the media. Totally agree. Totally agree. Guys, JP, Jordan, and Chef, who was also here just now. Thank you very much, guys, for spending some time to discuss this season review, the awards, Sheikh Jassim versus Sir Jim, transfer rumors on Kim Meja, Harry Maguire. It has been a pleasure. And, see you guys on the next show.